For that, I would request now the session chair, Manoj Chakrabarti, our presidential member, to be here on the stage. And I will also request the moderator, Vishal Kapoor sir, our presidential member, and he's also leading the skill vertical in ISHRAE, and there's so much that he's excited about, and I think it will be a wonderful session to take forward to. Over to you, Vishal sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We had a very lively sessions just before that, this one, and everywhere we have established how we can achieve to our goal in terms of carbon emission. All through technology, machine, we have achieved. But this time the persons who are responsible for operation, who are responsible for maintenance, and who will be ultimately bringing the carbon emission. And this session is basically for the skill development. The persons need skills, and it is the most important and critical aspects nowadays. And for this session, we have a very able moderator who will extract the views of the very learned panelists and who will see how we can accomplish the theme of this entire CoOL Conclave. I would request, not lingering this one, I would request one of the most able moderator, Mr. Vishal Kapoor, to come and take it. Vishal.
Thank you, Manoj. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. As said, this is amongst the last track. It is not the last track, it is the second last track. But I personally believe, not just because I'm the skilled chair at ISHRAE, I personally believe the most important agenda for all of us is skilling. And I'll tell you why. Over the last 3 days, the people who've been here and listening into all the presentations, the discussions, the exhibitions, the technologies, the products, have realized one thing: there is a lot happening. A lot of good things happening, a lot of good stuff happening. But there aren't enough people to execute them. Either there are not enough people to design, or to sell, or to install, or to service, or to manufacture. I professionally run a contracting company, and whichever friends of mine I talk to from the industry, at any level, whether they're contractors, whether they are consultants, whether they're manufacturers, they say, I have an open for hire sign permanently outside my office or on my website. I'm looking for people continuously round the clock, but not getting enough. The problem is India still has unemployment, but they are unemployable unemployed. Now that word is very important. They are unemployable unemployed because they do not have the necessary skills or the training or the levels to be able to train people. We know the industry is going to grow 8 times, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, all kinds of numbers. NSDC says we need 2.5 lakh more technicians in the next 6 years. Leave 2.5 lakh, we are not even in thousands today of new technicians. So we are far, far, far away from that. So we thought, let's have a small discussion, and the time allotted to us is around 50 minutes. We'll try and wrap it up in 40, 45. Why? Because we are all skilled people coming on the panel. So we will maintain our skill levels and ensure that we're able to justify the time allotted. I would like to invite our esteemed panelists on stage. Manodar, you can take a chair, you can take a seat. You can, yeah, please, please. Our esteemed panelists on stage, Mr. Salim Ahmed. He is representing the Electronic Sector Skill Council of India, the officiating head of ESCL. A lot of people might or might not know. Air conditioning, HVAC, is part of his Sector Skill Council. So the Electronic Sector Skill Council of India, which is falling indirectly under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, air conditioning as a sector or a sub-sector falls under his council. So he is taking care. So he was a very important person for us to have on stage to ask him and possibly question him as to how much more we can do together. So please, can you please welcome him on stage? We have Mr. Sonal Kumar. Sonal Kumar is from CEW. And he has a huge amount of experience. He's been on multiple ISHRAE platforms, sharing knowledge, a lot of work CEW and ISHRAE do together on various aspects. And though they are a research body primarily, but they have done some very active and good research in the field of skilling and technician gaps. So thank you, Sonal, for being with us over here. Then we have Dr. Pradyut Kole. He's a senior scientist from the Department of Science and Technology. We've had the privilege of listening to Dr. Anita Gupta over the last couple of days on various activities that DST is doing. So we thought, why not engage with DST and understand how we can plug this gap of training and certification jointly as an industry and the government to take care of that. Sir, they're getting blocked. I don't know if Mr. Shiv Kumar Pandey is, I don't think he's here. Can we have Mr. Sandeep Goyal? Sir, you're back on stage again. People love you, they love seeing you on stage. They cannot do without you, so you're back on stage. No, absolutely, you're one of the best orators. So Mr. Goyal, professionally, though we all mostly knowing him, is by profession a consultant, an MEP consultant. He does the entire gamut of services, and he is also active in other fields apart from HVAC. He's very active in other associations like IPA. Welcome, sir. Sorry. We have Mr. Shiv Kumar Dubey. He is the Regional Vice President North from Daikin India. And Daikin has been doing a lot of... So this is our panel. I hope I'm not missing anyone. There are a couple of people who are... Their flights get postponed. In case of our society president like Dr. Sarvanan, the flight got preponed by 3 hours, so he had to leave back home early. But we have a very, very able person to represent ISHRAE out here, and which is Mr. Mukesh Suthar. He's part of the Godrej empire, as I say. You saw him winning the award yesterday, of the Decarb award, so he's a very, very happy person today. And he is also part of the ISHRAE certification professional entire committee and teamwork that's happening. So good to have you on board to tell the country and the world what we are doing as ISHRAE. So this is our panel, and I said we're going to stick to our time. So we are trying to wrap it up in around 40 minutes. I don't want the bell to be ringing on us. I do not want Manojda standing with a hunter on her head saying that wrap up early. So I'm going to go straight to the industry first. Let me start from the industry. And sir, you are part of the industry. I hope you have a mic there, right? It's there. Now, hello. Daikin is amongst the largest manufacturers in the country. I would say the largest maybe. Also a huge employer of people, directly and indirectly. Directly means people working for Daikin in your various factories and offices. Indirectly, all your partners and your supply chain is a huge chain. I won't put a number to it. If you can put a number to it, I would be happy to hear that number. So you would be facing the brunt of this problem of not having enough people out there, because the market is growing, leaps and bounds for everyone, for you across all verticals. But this problem of not having enough people, both at your end as well as at your dealers and your partners, what has Daikin been able to do or planning to do to plug that gap?
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Vishal. Okay. In fact, good to hear that question. We are, in the air conditioning industry, I recollect your statement where you said that there is a permanent board of manpower required. It is there everywhere. Daikin is one of the largest manufacturers, sellers, and in fact doing the biggest in the air conditioning industry in India. And being the biggest, we find that the biggest challenge also is being faced. So, but Daikin did not just rely on that and continued complaining. There was a lot of steps taken to grow the market, to grow the manpower, and this began with when there was a MOU signed between the Japanese Prime Minister, Mr. Shinzo Abe, and Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, on the Skill India initiative. And from there on, we took a lot of steps in developing the skilled manforce. And as a part of it, we have set up 34 Center of Excellences across the country. And what is this Center of Excellences? For this, we collaborate with the ITIs, with the polytechnics, with the engineering colleges, where we set up a lab. We do a train-the-trainer kind of a program, where the teachers in those institutes, they are trained at our factory for 7 days, and thereafter they go back to their institutions and they continue training and giving, in fact, developing the skilled manpower at these particular places, ITIs and the diploma centers. So this is generating, if you see, 34 Center of Excellences are generating thousands of skilled workforce every year. Apart from that, Daikin has set up a Daikin Japanese Institute of Manufacturing Excellence in Nimrana. This is a 5-acre property done in collaboration with the government of Rajasthan, where we are imparting skill training to people who are there from surrounding underprivileged and other background areas. And we know that the people coming for this particular segment, okay, they'll not be very much economically, they cannot sustain to travel all the far away for a training program. So we are giving them stipend also so that they can sustain this stay and the training period of 3 months, 6 months, a year, depending upon their education level, which starts from class 10th onwards. Okay, and we are developing a hostel also, a 200-bedded hostel, which will be inaugurated in this coming 5th of September. So this will be, in fact, facilitating more and more people to students or people who are there, left studies, they cannot continue their normal, what we say is normal course of education of going into graduation or other studies, so they can be developed into this. Apart from the Center of Excellences and this DGMI, Daikin is continuously training, imparting training to channel partners, authorized service centers, partners, and apart from that, we are doing trainings for installers, irrespective, without any association to Daikin or not. Okay, we are imparting this training so that these people go out in the market, okay, are employable and work for any brand, any customer, anywhere. So this is in fact a huge step that Daikin is taking. We are continuously working on it to begin with, sir.
So good to know about all these phenomenal efforts that Daikin is taking. I'm still knowing that you'll keep on doing more and more, but yet fall short of the requirement. That's the challenge that we all have. That it's like our traffic. We'll keep on making more roads, more highways, but there are more cars being added, so there's always shortage of space. Absolutely. So there's one thing I'm going to leave you for food for thought, which I'll ask 3 people in the end. One of them is you. So there are people sitting from the government side. Mr. Salim is there, who's going to be talking about what the government is doing or planning to do, the sector skill, the Skilling India program. So one expectation that you have as industry, not as Daikin, as industry from them, at the end of the session, I'll ask you that question. And that question I'll also ask to Sandeep, you, yourself, and to Mukesh, because the 3 of you are representing the industry aspect. So I'm going to be asking, so I'm leaving that for thought. So you can just think of that one thing that you would need from the government and everyone except Mukesh. One thing that you expect ISHRAE or a body like ISHRAE to do to help mitigate this gap. So that's something which we will ask at the end as the wrapping up part of the whole situation. So thank you for sharing your thoughts. I'm going to go to you, Sonal. You heard about what he talked about, what Daikin is attempting on various experience centers, learning, training, continuous efforts, etc. I remember CEW had done a study a couple of years or a year back on the gaps in the market of technician trainings. Am I right? Would you quickly throw us light on that as to what were the alarming reports that came out from that?
Yeah, thank you for having me here. So, am I audible? Yeah. Okay. So, so workforce are an integral part of and very important part of this entire value chain, and in fact, in many cases, they are the direct interface between the product and the company and the consumers. So, because they are representing how the product will perform after the sales has already happened, and they are also the key partner in basically bridging the gap between what is designed and what is actual performance of any kind of system. So basically bridging the gap between design and actual delivery of the thing. So yeah, so now coming to our study in the last 4 or 5 years. So what we have realized is that there are several challenges related to this segment, and that we keep on discussing on various platforms. So what we think is that like there is a lack of a comprehensive roadmap for the workforce development. So we used to talk a lot about technological roadmap, policy roadmaps, and we also have those kind of roadmaps for sectors, for individual companies. But do we have a roadmap for workforce development? So a lot of activities are happening. So there are skill development program run by government, there are skill development program run by OEMs, ISHRAE and other organizations. But I think we need to have a comprehensive view of this problem and also consolidate a lot of these efforts. So I will start with 3-4 pointers. So one is, do we have a comprehensive skill assessment and gap analysis? Understanding like what kind of a skill is required, not only in the present, but in the era of fast-paced technological advancement, what would be the skill set required in future? So having this kind of assessment in which skill, and then this is coupled with the demand of technicians or service professionals. So how many technicians in which skill set, by when, and this will then help us in developing a plan for how we are going to create that big a workforce, how we will going to train them, what will be the mode of delivery, the current practices of training delivery, will that be sufficient, or do we think of some hybrid mode or online mode? So all these things emerge from that if we have a comprehensive skill gap analysis and demand assessment. We did some study on this aspect. So recently with Rama, we did it for room air conditioning sector. With Siam, we are doing it for automobile sector. And the numbers which is coming up, and it is also validated by many industry experts. So at present, we require around 3 lakh technicians in the country for servicing and installation of air conditioning.
You heard him, 3 lakh technicians.
3 lakh.
Over what period?
In this year, 2025.
Current year, wow.
Yes, but
okay.
This demand will grow up to more than 12 lakhs by 2037 and more than 32 lakhs in 2047. So almost 10 times increase we are expecting because of the increasing number of air conditioning that is getting deployed. And this is only for installation and servicing.
And if I'm not mistaken, this study was primarily at the residential sector.
Yes, primarily for the residential.
So he's, just for your knowledge, he is talking only of the unitary products in our language, just the unitary products, not the semi-commercial or commercial business.
Yes, the window and display ACs which we are installing in our homes and small offices. So this is only for that. Similar study we have just concluded the initial analysis for the automobile sector, and there also we are seeing, expecting this kind of growth. And if you combine all those, so we can estimate like what kind of, what the number of technicians that will be required, and then can the current process of training delivery would be sufficient to create that amount of workforce, or we need to rethink. And then there are some other points as well, like what should be the role of certification, how this can ensure the quality of service delivery, and also educating consumers about the importance of certification and linking it with the differentiated skill set, so different levels of certification. So that has also an important role. The other point which we always hear from many of the industry professionals is that it is very difficult to retain the quality and skilled workforce. So if you see from the different angles, like, do we have a career pathway or career advancement pathway for the skilled workforce, which basically motivate them that, okay, currently they are starting a career as just simple technicians, but how their career will grow advance. So are we creating opportunities and providing them with opportunities that the leaders among them or the entrepreneurs among them can basically grow up and take those kind of roles?
So I'm going to stop you there because you hit a very interesting point. And basically what Sonal is talking about, one, he talked about the gaps. We know the gaps, but he's put a number to it. He's put a number of the requirement, which is very important because we've heard last 2 days, measure, right? In decarbonization, everything is about measuring. So he's measured and told us a gap. We know a gap, but how much, he's put a number. Number two, he's saying, is the industry unified? When we talk about the industry, it's not just us as the industry, the government, the ITIs, everybody, are they together that what we need to do? Are the courses structured? Are the trainers trained? Is there a certification program which is uniform? Are the curriculums up to date? So is everyone together in this path to assume that we are able to reach where we need to reach? In the end, he talked about a very good point. He said that, is there career advancement happening? Are people happy to stay in the industry? Is there a path set for them? Because that is when this industry becomes attractive. And I'm going to ask this question to Sandeep. This was not planned. This question came out of his text. That's how I run my panel discussions. It came out of his thing. He said, you are a designer, you are a consultant, you do all services, but let's look at HVACR, primarily as of this point. And I know you give very pointed and straightforward answers. Is this industry attractive for employment? Attractive, not opportunities.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the answer is no.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have got kids back in family who see the challenges in this industry which the family professionals face, and the kind of growth which is getting a little bit limited because of the industry changing its patterns and norms every now and then. We do not have a very structured approach. Unlike many other disciplines where you see growth, this industry is not being now any much further attractive, Vishalji. Reason is that we ourselves are also making it a little bit more complex. It's not being simple. Unfortunately, the government regulations, whether we talk about energy, whether we talk about green, it's fascinating. I want to be knowing, but I don't want to be part of it. So that's where the whole thing is coming. If you want me to continue, I can continue, or you can just... Very importantly on this, I always believe as a consultant, you have given me an opportunity, I should go to the government and ask them. Well, I will say, what can I do rather than asking the government what the government does for me, right? At our office, we believe we are a small company. We do KRAs on CPD, key results area, on continuing professional development. Not a rocket science. You just need to motivate your colleagues to read certain design skill sets, conduct an opportunity where they write articles and make presentations within the organization. If you are a manager and you have to be promoted next year, we need to achieve certain KRAs, how many lectures within the organizations you have given in last 6 months, 1 year. There is a certain benchmarking. If you are able to do that, I'm also improving you for your better conversational skill sets. So it is something which at a certain point of time, you can't really take the horse to the waters always. You need to bring in the things with which technology-wise they can learn themselves at their pace, demonstrate their ability and move ahead in life. And we cannot, with today's challenging environment of deadlines, I can't say learn these formulas and deliver your tender. We'll have to segregate things, make it interesting, attractive as you rightly said. Then only we can have a professional growth, because you can see that with doing this, people who are becoming better in terms of their reading abilities, explanatory abilities, they have a future in the organization. And that's where I think it helps in a way in a larger picture.
And I totally agree with him. And I have said this in various forums of our industry, and at times been not liked for saying it, is that a lot of us people in the industry are only cribbers. We only crib, we only complain, ye theek nahi hai, wo theek nahi hai, aadmi nahi milta, ye nahi karta, wo nahi karta. But a large part of the industry, Sonal talked about the technicians and the gap in technicians. Those technicians are employed by companies, right? Those technicians are not working on their own field, or they might be working, but they're broadly employed by firms. How many of those firms follow norms and rules, a career path, regular training, upskilling, reskilling, promotion? Negligible numbers. 95% of the companies out there do not understand or try and follow that path. And without that, we can only keep on asking, Mr. Salim, what are you doing, what are you doing, what are you doing? But if we are ourselves not correcting the house inside, there is so much, so only the impact will come into play. I'm going to come back to you. I think you are the most wanted man in this panel and in this room, because you are, taking care of all the initiatives. There's a huge amount which the government has planned under the Honorable Prime Minister, the Skilling India program. A lot has happened, a lot is planned to happen ahead. And for us as the HVAC industry, you are the go-to body for getting everything that we can align together. Incidentally, as ISHRAE has an MOU, a valid MOU with them, and we are their knowledge partners. That is what ISHRAE is doing, and we're going to be doing a lot of work in the year and years ahead. So I want to, you've been here for the last 3 days. I've been seeing you moving around, talking to a lot of people, listening and absorbing all the sessions. This would have been a phenomenal exposure for you to understand what this industry is all about. As per you, what is right now the key pointers that you think you're doing and you think you would want more engagement from us as the industry? So I'm putting the ball back in our court. What would you expect back from us as the industry, individual companies as well as ISHRAE, to engage better with the government?
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'm Salim Ahmed from the Electronic Sector
Just
Skill
put the
Council.
mic closer to the mouth.
Yeah, it's okay. It's indeed my privilege to be on this August stage and to interact with the industry, which is quite close to our heart because air conditioning and HVAC has a large demand for skilled manpower. And as a council, just to very briefly speak about, we are the apex body. We have a mandate to create a skilled workforce for the electronic sector, that is the ESDM, Electronic System Design Manufacturing, of which consumer electronics and IT hardware being a very, very important subsector, and air conditioning and HVAC, of course, being one sector which has a large demand for skilled manpower. So our mandate is dual actually. We seek to leverage the demographic dividend of the country to ensure that all our youth get employability. On the other side, that we work very closely with the industry because the demand for consumption and for engagement for these youth, it comes from the industry. We work very, very closely with the industry, and there are several partnerships which seek and alliances which seek with the industry. I would like to just start with what assertion Sona had made in the beginning, that the industry has a demand of about 12 lakh plus skilled technicians in the next couple of years. I think that's very, very exciting for us because as a council we have over 4,500 centers across the country, and we have the required capacity, and we will match the capacity for the industry. Because we exist to fulfill the demand of the industry, we would be very, very happy to collaborate and also to engage with, apart from the industry body, also with the industry directly to understand the skill gaps. Because as we go forward, the skills are getting very sophisticated. I mean, it is not a very simplistic thing it used to be earlier. With now the integration of the AI, the integration of IoT with the complete HVAC and the air conditioning sector. So I think creation of a skilled manpower, which rightly captures first the skill gaps, and then we ensure that to work very closely with the industry to ensure what the industry wants, and all our qualifications, the NOSES, that is the National Occupation Standard, which we benchmarked to the NOSES, and the curriculum is ratified by the industry. So one expectation from the industry is to partner with us, to engage more deeply with us, and to work with us closely so that we are able to fulfill the futuristic demand of the sector, the skilled manpower, not only in the country, but also use India as an exporter of manpower to other countries which seek large amount of workforce in the particular sector. One more, in addition, I would like to add what Mr. Sona had mentioned, about the career progressions in skilling. Actually, we may not restrict to only a simple technician. Skilling is more larger, more sophisticated, and it has a lot of engineers and highly qualified professionals who are engaged. So right from, because we are the proponents of the National Skill Qualification Framework, the NSQF seeks to arrange all job roles in a series of level 1 to 8 on the basis of the competence acquired, for each. So like level 2 is basically a very semi-skilled worker. So maybe a technician who's just skilled enough to install and deinstall an air conditioner could be enough. Just to give an example on progression. Level 3 may be a person who can service the air conditioner and maybe maintenance part. And level 4 could be a person who could actually repair the AC in your homes. When you come to level 5, it's a supervisory job role. And then level 6, it goes like furthermore. Now we are also thinking of launching a certain cross-functional in the cross like subject courses like the BWalk, which has a provision of multi-entry and multi-exit, on a period of a couple of years. So a person does one course in a particular year, he goes out, works in the industry, comes back to continue his education. So there is a various multiple pathways with the new education policy 2020, it basically stipulates. So coming from the skilling background, it's a very wide subject, and most important part is because we exist to fulfill the demand of the industry. We would like to engage more closely with the industry, work to ensure, to understand what are the skills they require, and to develop the corresponding modules and ensure that we get a fantastic workforce which fulfills the aspirants.
So a couple of pointers, sir. These courses that are run, few of us will be knowing, but for the general audience, which are running at various ITIs, which are endorsed by yourselves, are written by whom? Are written by whom? Who writes these courses?
Exactly. I think that's a fantastic question, sir. So actually we have, as a council, we have over 200 subject matter experts from the industry, people who have worked in the industry, people who have retired, people who want to contribute to a national cause. So we have a repository of 200 subject matter experts who guide us in our endeavor. And every qualification, because they are consultants and they're experts in writing the qualifications. So if we first try to capture the demand of that particular job role, then a particular job role, we try with these experts, they compile the skills required. Each of the qualification, the draft, goes through a ratification and a validation process with 30 industry partners. So 30 industry partners, they validate the document, they sign in before it goes to the government for approval. So it is written by the experts who are basically from the industry, and again ratified by the industry people to ensure that the skills which are mentioned there are as close to the industry demand as could be.
And what role does ESL expect from the industry from ensuring employment to all these people who pass out of the various institutes?
Right, sir. So obviously, sir, because we are a creator of a skilled workforce and we are a council, we have a certain mandate to make to ensure a workforce to fulfill the demand of the industry. And since in India, the industry is growing at a very, very fast pace, the electronic, and we work across the product life cycle. So when you talk about, if we start like from the design phase, so whether it's HVAC, whether it's a machine, so it has to be designed first. So we have to basically inculcate and develop capabilities in designing. On the manufacturing side also, it is not a simple assembly line anymore. It has a use of a lot of sophisticated robotics and Industry 4.0. And so, again, a skilled workforce who's working in the factory also requires a lot of capabilities to be developed. Service sector, of course, as I told, it's an all-round sector. And now also, to some part, the circularity, the e-waste management, I think also now coming to air conditioning. So I think we would like to engage with the industry across, and for industry we have a lot of good offerings. Apart from that, we, number one, to understand the demand of the industry. Number two, work with us with a placement cell. We have a placement portal to populate that portal with your demand so that the skilled resources can find opportunities over there. Apart from that, to also open like some of the contractors, HVAC people and the industry. We would like you, of course, the big ones like Daikin sir said, he has over 24 centers of excellence across the country. That's a fantastic idea. But even the HVAC people who make customized solutions, they are also now opening up capability center. One example I can quote in Mumbai, there's one the HVAC contractors, Anukool. They have an Anukool center wherein they are imparting skill-based training. So we would like to partner with industry to develop certain capability of skilling manpower because we need a huge capacity. Apart from that, we have another program called the NAPS, National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme. So all the manufacturers who have a large amount of workforce, they can engage 15% of the workforce under the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme, in which the government is incentivizing payout of the apprenticeship, and also the government wants to use the huge capacity and of the industry in the country, as a training capacity, and also incentivize the industry because they are taking of the youth, which they can be used as workers, and the company will not have any commitment towards them for any the normal labor laws do not apply, and plus the government is incentivizing the payout of apprentices. So there are a lot of opportunities coming up with the industry.
Thank you, and I'm going to just take it across from yourself to our friend from DST, Dr. Kole. Most people associate DST with projects and research, etc. But I know that DST also has a role in playing in certification. So just wanted to understand that how does DST see this journey of getting certification becoming more and more important as part of the industry applications?
Thank you, Bisal, and thank you, ISHRAE organizer, for inviting me. So as you know that for the skilling, there is a dedicated department ministry. That is my fellow panelist, Mr. Salim has already mentioned about this, all this initiative. And probably you may know that DST's mandate mainly the R&D, research and development and innovation. So in R&D perspective, there is two type of skilling for the workforce. So there is two part. One is there is a various mission mode program. Let's see, I can give an example. There is National Quantum Mission, recently launched just last year. In fact, that is very, you can say, cutting edge initiative. It is a very flagship project, and PMO directly monitor this National Quantum Mission. For this mission, So it is around 6,000 crore mission for the 5 years. There is a dedicated program for the skilling and training. And for this, we have also prepared the course for the quantum computing, quantum communication, and that course already, included in that undergrad course with ICT. So it is already included. This is one part. Through this course, we can also upskill the skilling part for the workforce. And the second part is that normal R&D program, that is main core initiative of DST. For that, I can give an example that previously most of the project, if it is that, let's see, it is up to trial level 2, 3, that is a lab scale project. Throughout the year, we can generate many GRF, SRF, but they can inbuild their skill, but for that publication and research, all these things, they have good R&D. But nowadays, we have the big ticket project, that is deployment. And what this type of deployment type project, we need the skilled manpower. So let's see, for an example, I can give an example that we have initiated one project for the marginalized people. We have chosen one island, that is a remote island in West Bengal, Sagar Island. Just beside Sagar Island, there is Ghoramara Island. There is no electricity, grid connected electricity as of now also. So there is 1,100 families, close to 5,000 people. So we have given them standalone project, and through the standalone PV as well as wind and biomass, we have given electricity all these people. This is the one part. The problem is that if we believe that just we can visit that after 10 years, one in the school, one teacher after appointment has 10 years, he get the first time in the electricity, that is in the summer season, they got the ceiling fan. It is very good satisfaction, but the side by side, so who will operate this? Then DST give the project. So after the deployment of the project, so let's see after 3 months, so there is some problem in the PV panel as well as the windmill. So there is no such trained manpower to cater this problem. So as of now, we just get at least 10% of the project cost to the trained manpower. So that is now mandated for all the DST standalone project that we give at least 10% of the total project cost to train the people. It is apart from JRF, SF, there is the project initiative. That's also these are the initiative we are just taking in within the DST mandate of R&D initiative. Yeah.
Thank you, and very interesting to talk about training and training manpower continuously at project sites, not just at head offices. So Mukesh, you are literally the training head in ISHRAE right now. So the industry looks up to you. You've heard a lot from the industry about the problems, the issues. You've heard from Mr. Salim as to what they are planning to do or what they're doing and what they expect more from the industry. What is ISHRAE doing or needs to do to plug this gap and bring everyone together under a unified approach?
So thank you, Vishal sir. I wanted to share a story actually before jumping to the answer. Current India's residential air conditioning capacity is about, last year I'm talking about, it's nearly 190 TWHI, which is expected to grow by 3 times in another 13 years. And we are the same numbers. Last year the Sonal was talking about current expected numbers for the skilled people to only address the residential air conditioning is about 3 lakh, and there was a shortfall of 40%, which is about like last year we were requiring 3 lakhs people and we were only having 1,80,000 people. And this is the industry which is giving much better returns than any mutual fund which somebody is putting in. 17% CAGR actually. The best industry to attract people. And if I am adding the contribution of the central air conditioning and the other new things, the heat pump and other part, this industry is actually going to give you the returns more than 20%. So this is the best industry to highlight everyone, people belonging from industry like us, government and any academia. So still why people are not really aligned, and if somebody is giving 20%, and tomorrow if we are not going to take this opportunity is not going to be last for the years actually. So this is the right time or the peak. If we are not going to act, it is going to decline. And this growth is expected because of 2 things, sir. One is the lifestyle. The second is why air conditioning market is also talking or going to increase. One is today everybody is talking about climate mitigation actually, how we can reduce the carbon. Because of the increase in temperature, there has to be adaptive measures somebody really need to take. Adaptive measures means the area wherein I am belonging is about at 52, 53 degree, and it is going to add the use of air conditioning. So this climate adaptation is also going to contribute the growth of the HVAC industry. And there is a shortfall. If we are addressing and talking about productive and quality market of HVAC, if skilled people are not there, is not going to be addressed. The third part, whatever presentations which we have seen today, a day before and of the first day, we are talking about the technology, energy efficiency. If people are not there, skilled people are not there, all these technologies or energy efficiency measures which we are talking about, and Mr. Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India, who is talking about 46% reduction in the specific energy, majorly is going to be from HVAC industry only, is not going to happen, and 2070 is too difficult to get the net zero. Skilling plays a very critical role, and for an industry which is growing at a CAGR of 20%. So whatever content which we are actually giving to the site or the team or the people, those who are there at the ground, is not really good enough. The mode of delivery need to be changed, and hands-on. One of the, sir, you will surprise, I was going on the YouTube, which is most of the people are following. It was talking about how to select air conditioner for the room, and it was talking about one of the influencer who was talking about window AC aaj kaun nahi leta hai, so go for the split air conditioner. This is the data and the content which is available. And now coming back to ISHRAE actually, it is a society of 1,000 volunteers, those who are actually driving, along with 25,000 people, professional members. ISHRAE is contributing in drafting content at each level, and in 2016, I was, even after spending 10 years in the industry, I became the part of one of the certification program which ISHRAE offers. It is HVAC design. And the content today, even I can recommend, you will not find on the Google. It was completely experienced content which ISHRAE is offering in terms of design, in terms of service and all categories, which is really not available with the use cases. The second is, the mode of delivery today, ISHRAE is one of through chapters. The second is the concept of knowledge center ISHRAE has brought in for the benefit of the industry. ISHRAE has 8 dedicated knowledge centers across countries, starting from Mumbai, Delhi, Pune, Ahmedabad, Chennai, Bangalore, Calcutta. The intent of knowledge center was people should be available when I can get enrolled myself to participate and increase the knowledgeability in the HVAC, so I can gain more in terms of revenue, and I can also retain and become more relevant to the industry. And all these programs are happening throughout the year, wherein last year nearly, sir, 500 plus people became the part of this particular movement, and these people are contributing, because commissioning is one of the critical element for any HVAC to execute. And nearly 500 people, these people are today are ensuring, with the intent of the design, my project is delivering. Whatever expectations which we do have KW per TR for my chiller is going to happen at the day of delivery to the project engineer. So this is the way. On the second side, ISHRAE is also working to attract more people towards the industry. So today we do have everyone, like person is from the medical field, they do have the registration card, the registration number for the particular person who is belonging from the medical field, and similarly for others also. But for HVAC, not a single identity is there that person is belonging to the MEP or the HVAC field actually. And how much he is competent and capable in delivering all these dimensions at the project wherein he is working on. So ISHRAE initiated a program called Engineering Professional. As a certified engineering professional, person is contributing to HVAC, and it starts from 8 standards. The person who is at the ground, who is ensuring this growth is going to be there for the industry, up to the postgraduate and doctorate people, the part of the industry actually. it ensures, are you really capable enough? If you are capable enough, please come forward and let's contribute for the growth of the industry. On the other side, if you are aspiring for, these are the dimension wherein you can develop your competencies and you can get your registration number, and there is a card actually which ISHRAE is issuing, and there is a card which is having a registration number which is talking about tomorrow. It may be the case wherein HVAC person will go at the residential or any project, sir, this is my ID, this is my card, which somebody from the industry has been issued, and tomorrow let's say government is endorsing, it can become a very big movement for the industry to drive the growth which we are expecting. So this is my take, and we all need to introspect the way we are doing, and there's a more we can inclusively better deliver for the growth of the industry.
Thanks, Mukesh. I know ISHRAE is doing a lot and will continue to do a lot more in the days ahead, in the years ahead, and connect more with the industry, the government, and everybody out there in the field to ensure the industry becomes attractive, as well as gets more people, trained people, certified people. We could have talked more about certification, which I wanted to spend time on, but then since I've been told the bell is about to ring and I do not want the bell to ring, so I'll have to park my words and thank all the panelists over here, and Ashish, over to you, and to take it forward from here. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ashish ji, one thing I wanted to add, there is a PLI scheme for the manufacturing, if it is from air conditioning or any products, solar or whatever it is, EV. Tomorrow government can really think about, or industry has to think about, if people are having some trained candidate in their own service, because we are belonging from a service background. For attractive, these people can get some kind of entitlement from the government, because this person is putting more efforts in terms of skilling and ensuring my people are more relevant to the industry. So instead of PLI, which is for the manufacturing, something can come for the service industry also. So this is my input, if something can go forward in this particular dimension also. Thank you.
Thank you, and I think that's a great, wonderful idea. It's just about opening up and thinking more ahead. Before I go to felicitations, I would just like to ask if anybody knows, or if in case in the room you have Manish Chandra Shekhar Dubey, if somebody knows him, is probably from Mumbai, because he's probably left his wallet here. So if anybody knows him, can you reach out? I'll read the name again. It's Manish Chandra Shekhar Dubey. So if anybody knows, please ask. The wallet is here with me. Thank you. Is Ashish Koti here? No. Can I request JKD sir to be here on stage to felicitate our session chair, Manoj Da? Can I have the felicitations, please? Thank you, sir. Now, I would request Manoj Da to felicitate our beautiful moderator, amazing Vishal Kapoor. Please, selfie here. Thank you. And can I request both the session chair and moderator to felicitate our esteemed panelists? Mr. Salim Ahmed. Thank you, sir, so much for your valuable comments. I request for Mr. Sonal Kumar. Thank you, sir, for being here today. Dr. Pradyut Kole, thank you so much for your presence. Mukesh, thank you for your great leadership thoughts. Shiv Kumar Yadav, thank you, sir, so much for your presence. Sandeep Goyal, sir, thanks for your visionary ideas and thoughts. Thank you, gentlemen, in your crusade for decarbonization. Can we have a group photo?